Hi there. I just wanted to do a video. I did one earlier and I just thought I would do one again now. And, I just want to talk about the fact, I was just watching an old post. It was something that I came across on the internet and I thought I fancied doing a talk. It was David Icke supporting Jeremy Corbyn from years ago. And what made me want to do a talk is just I've been thinking lately, and I say it a lot that controlling someone's behavior or their thoughts, their opinions is all to do with perceptual manipulation. It's like this picture here, and and like the article I was just reading. It was, obviously, the guy was talking about David Icke, and he said this, he said that, but that's not what I was really interested in. The way he was talking about David Icke. Basically just repeating what people were saying in the 90s. And for one thing, David Icke didn't say he was the son of God, or son of a Godhead, or son of Jesus. He didn't actually say those things. He didn't say that at all. The interview that people are talking about was with Terry Wogan, but he didn't actually say that. He was talking about God or Godhead, whatever he pronounced that, but he didn't actually say that he's the one son of it. He was talking about Jesus as well in that particular interview. I know because I've watched it many times. And it's just it's a bit stupid how a lie gets out there, and then people, if you repeat it enough, other people will repeat it. But of course now David Icke has a lot of fans now, and a lot of followers. I mean you're talking, he packs out arenas. You know what I'm saying? So he's had the last laugh, really. Has he? But moving on from that, the reason I fancy doing a talk is because it kind of goes to what I always say about everything. Remember, the way we see the world and the way we perceive things is all to do with our perceptual state. And the system at the top, what it does is they just basically you just have to control the education system, you have to control the information outward, you have to control everything outward, and then that will mold the perception. So then people base their right or wrong, you should do this or you shouldn't do that, based on their perceptions. When it's not right or wrong at all, or it shouldn't be that way or the other way. It's just that society has been programmed from birth to believe this. When you're born into the world, your parents are telling you the way everything is. Then the education system, the people you interact with went through it as well, you see. So it's not really hard to understand that most people are not in the right minds, and they're not actually aware that they're just repeating things. and they think this is the right way because they've been made to believe this. This is what happened to me. This is how I got into David Icke. Anyway, it was because my mum said, and other people said, that I sounded like David Icke because I was going through this spiritual awakening. And so I watched some of his videos, and I don't agree with everything he says. I don't talk about probably everything he talks about, but, I have watched his stuff, and, I just wanted to mention that as well, that he didn't say that. This is a complete lie. Didn't say that at all. Didn't say he was the son of God. What he was saying is that we are all in fact related to God and in fact sons or daughters of God, but not saying that he was the one, and just isn't true. That isn't true at all. But it shows you, that's an example of how easy it is to program people. So that would have been just one person years ago making up that lie, and then everyone else just repeating it. And this is an example of how easy it is to control people, and how easy it is to program people. And you've got a thing just now going on where they're trying, where you've got, television will bring someone on who's famous, for example. They'll bring someone on like a breakfast program. If he's like said something that he's believed to, that he feels, and they look at every little way he said it through their own perceptions, remember, their perceptions is picking up what he said, and then they're picking it apart and everything. And this is a crazy society where that people are creating here. We don't want to be creating this, because what we're actually building in this kind of insanity of picking people's words apart like this is a society that has got a very narrowed down choice of opinions. And that isn't a very good, it's a very narrowed down, very censored society, and it's exactly what the system wants with this AI. Because the AI, like I say, it gets its knowledge from the internet, the smart grid. And the internet is what we feed it. And that's why they try to censor the information on the internet, so the AI gets the censored information. So when your brains are connected with it, as they're saying, then you're not going to get much of an information ban then. And they want this by 2030, and this is called Agenda 2030. But I'm not going to talk about Agenda 2030 just now. This is more about mind control. But Agenda 2030 is mind control. But, the name of the game to control people, it's all about perceptions. It's all about molding perceptions. If you control someone's perceptions, you control the way they see themselves, the way they see the world, the way they think, what they're likely to do in their life, and you control their whole life and where they're going and everything, right? If you control their perceptions. And so when you're giving your opinion, this is, when I had the spiritual awakening, this unexpected awakening, I started to be aware of my own perceptions. This is why I understand so much about perceptions, because in the awakening I started to be aware of myself now. Oh my God, who am I? I'm just repeating things. And this is what the awakening did for me. This is why, like I say, I know so much about it. But people that haven't had this awakenings haven't been told that they're just repeating things. So that's what a sleep really means. Someone who's repeating, but they don't actually know they think that this is who they are, right? They get told who they are and they repeat it. And this is how society is controlled and molded, by playing this game. It's so easy. You only have to control one generation, and they will then do it to their kids. They will then program everyone else thereafter. So it's very easy. And who's doing it? Well, the system at the top. And as you can see, like on this picture, there's nothing holding on to it. And that's actually the truth. There is actually us doing it, and the reason why it's only us doing it is because, like I say, everything comes from energy, emotion. So, everything has to come from us. That's the deepest level of the system, is actually us, but it's manifested itself in a distorted, like, emotional energy system that has formed itself in a separate system, like governments and things like that. But in this global awakening, we're actually coming to realize that we create our own reality. And this illusion of a separate system is only an illusion of a separate system, and things are changing with this global awakening. But yeah, and it looks like there's something holding, and pulling the strings, and it is at the moment. It's a separate system, but as you awaken, you realize that you create your own reality. Then, as this awakening prolongs, everyone realizes that, and then they'll realize that they created this separate system in the first place. We create everything. All the wars that happen, we create it. We create everything. We create everything that goes on. Wars can't fight by themselves. They need soldiers. So everything is to do with the masses. Right? But remember, emotion is energy. So that when you've got a distorted emotional system, it's going to create a havoc. You know what I mean? But when you've got a more awakened society, a more oneness society, that will create more love and harmony, and that's where things are going. But before I end the video, I just want to go back to the, mind control and perceptions. That is the name of the game. If you want to control society, you have to control perceptions. That's it. That is it, and you control their perceptions, and then you'll get people who even think that if you do something that is not in with their indoctrinated belief system, they will then think that's odd, you see. But they can't, asleep people are not aware of the fact that they're programmed. That's what an awakening, a spiritual awakening really does for you. It's basically just opening you up to yourself, and you're now aware of your own illusions, where most people are not aware, you see, of this. Come on. Most people are not aware of this, and most people, like I say, just repeat without without question, without even thinking about it. And we call this intelligence. Like someone goes to university, what are they doing? Just repeating things. It's not really intelligent, really. It's stupidity to just repeat something without knowing why you're repeating something. But they do it. And society has believed in the past as intelligent, but like I say, the awakening is changing things. And this is why the system, I'm going to put a picture after this, when I'm, the thank you for watching clip at the end will be a picture of, it's like an AI / human brain, and that's kind of like what's happening. They're trying to link the human brain with artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence becomes the human brain. But back to David Icke, when I was talking about David Icke earlier, David Icke is loved by so many now, even people that didn't like him, because he's found out that a lot of the stuff he actually speaks about is facts. And he didn't say he was the son of God. He didn't say that at all. I know, because I've watched it. But obviously some idiots got a story out there that was a lie, and the stupid people just repeat it. Like I say, that's what the stupid ones just repeat without even thinking about it, without even doing any research or even knowing is this true or not. They just watch their television and believe and repeat anything they're told, as if the system has got their best interest at heart. That's the way they think, you see. Oh, the system would never do anything like that. Oh no. That's what they think. But these kind of people that are asleep are coming in for a big shock, because as the awakening gets bigger and bigger, these asleep ones are going to be like, what's going on? So there'll be some confusion amongst these people, because the ones that are asleep just now are the most gullible, and they're the ones that are going to be there for the taking. And that's what the system is trying to do with this AI grid. It's trying to target the ones that are the most stupid and the most vulnerable and the most open to this, and the ones that aren't aware of what's really going on. The ones that are the more intelligent ones are more awake now, and they know what's really going on. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it there. If you're watching, you're meant to watch it. Everything falls to divine order and divine timing. You're meant to watch this right now. Thank you for watching. Thank you.